cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I'm sorry?
I'm not the president. I want to see your view on the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
You answered my question.
Next question.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today, I want to talk about the Confederacy. I want to talk about the Confederacy because we just had a presidential candidate on the Republican side, Nikki Haley, all right? When she was asked, what was the Civil War about? She was asked by her constituents. And instead of telling the truth, she did the same thing most Republicans and some Democrats do. They lie, all right? But here's the thing. All you have to do is read. The information is right there for you to see. And it's grossly irresponsible that a person that wants to be the president of the United States, Nikki Haley. First of all, Nikki Haley is an Indian American, right, who pretends like she's not Indian, changed her name so she can be more white. Right, and notice there's always a pattern. I don't know what it is about Indian people, but they seem to have no problem playing model citizen. They have no problem participating in white supremacy. I think it has something to do with their caste system in their country. Now the Brahmins are basically the white supremacists of India, right? So she is a Brahmin, just like Viveka Ramaphosa, right? But the thing about Nikki Haley is basically the Republican Hillary Clinton. If Nikki Haley gets in there, we're going to war. Because she is owned, bought, paid for, and owned by the military-industrial complex. And I guarantee you we will be bombing and getting into a war with Iran. We'll figure out a way to destroy and destabilize Iran's country. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But the nerve of this POC to come to this country, right, and disrespect the people that fought and died so that she can come over here and be a freaking Coonarian, freaking model citizen for India on behalf of white supremacy, to sit there and lie to white people and tell them that the Civil War was not fought specifically because the Confederate freaking states wanted to maintain slavery. Now, what is the cop-out? They say, oh, states' rights. States' rights for what? It was states' rights to own slaves so they can maintain their economic dominance. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna see what the Confederates actually said in their documents, because there's documents that can be read by any person that picks up a phone, and they can Google it, they can Bing it, they can go to the National Archives and look at it. I mean, it's all right there. It's all right there. She's taking advantage that these old baby boomers, they're not very versed in technology. They're not going to get on Google and type it in. They still got flip phones that they don't use. They still got a phone that they go like this, and they got a cord hanging out. They still hold on to that because it's nostalgic, and they have no need to freaking to level up with technology. They don't trust it. They don't trust credit cards. They don't trust none of this technology that we use nowadays because they old folks and they used to doing things the old way, and they still got old ass minds. And these grifting ass politicians will sit there, and it's a slap in the face of all African Americans, whether Republican or conservative or independent, that she would sit there wanting to be the leader of these United States of America, wanting to be the leader of all Americans, to sit there and lie and say that the Civil War was not fought so that because the Confederates wanted to maintain slavery. As a black person, I'm highly offended. I'm highly offended at that. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the truth. So all you guys sit back and relax, And we're going to listen to exactly what the Confederates said. These Confederate states said that they was going to go to war for. We're going to listen to why white people killed each other on the battlefields. Thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of white people and hundreds of thousands of black people killing each other for the right for rich white people to own people that look like me. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach how I'm out. Enjoy the documents.
Virginia. The Secession Ordinance. An ordinance to repeal the ratification of the Constitution of the United States of America by the state of Virginia, and to resume all the rights and powers granted under said Constitution. The people of Virginia, in their ratification of the Constitution of the United States of America, adopted by them in convention on the 25th day of June, in the year of our Lord, 1788. Having declared that the powers granted under the said Constitution were derived from the people of the United States, and might be resumed whensoever the same should be perverted to their injury and oppression, and the federal government, having perverted said powers, not only to the injury of the people of Virginia, but to the oppression of the southern slaveholding states. Now, therefore, we, the people of Virginia, do declare and ordain that the ordinance adopted by the people of this state in convention, on the 25th day of June, 88, whereby the Constitution of the United States of America was ratified, and all acts of the General Assembly of this state, ratifying or adopting amendments to said Constitution, are hereby repealed and abrogated, that the union between the state of Virginia and the other states under the Constitution aforesaid is hereby dissolved, and that the state of Virginia is in the full possession and exercise of all the rights of sovereignty which belong and appertain to a free and independent state. And they do further declare that the said Constitution of the United States of America is no longer binding on any of the citizens of this state. This ordinance shall take effect and be an act of this day when ratified by a majority of the votes of the people of this state, cast at a poll to be taken thereon on the 4th Thursday in May next, in pursuance of a schedule to be hereafter enacted. Done in convention, in the city of Richmond, on the 17th day of April, in the year of our Lord, 1861, and in the 85th year of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Jano. L. Eubank, Secretary of Convention. Mississippi. A declaration of the immediate causes which induce and justify the secession of the state of Mississippi from the federal union. In the momentous step which our state has taken of dissolving its connection with the government of which we so long formed a part, it is but just that we should declare the prominent reasons which have induced our course. Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world. Its labor supplies the product, which constitutes by far the largest and most important portions of commerce of the earth. These products are peculiar to the climate verging on the tropical regions, and by an imperious law of nature, none but the black race can bear exposure to the tropical sun. These products have become necessities of the world, and a blow at slavery is a blow at commerce and civilization. That blow has been long aimed at the institution, and was at the point of reaching its consummation. There was no choice left us but submission to the mandates of abolition, or a dissolution of the Union, whose principles had been subverted to work out our ruin. That we do not overstate the dangers to our institution, a reference to a few facts will sufficiently prove. The hostility to this institution commenced before the adoption of the Constitution, and was manifested in the well-known Ordinance of 1787, in regard to the Northwestern Territory. The feeling increased, until, in December 20, 1819, it deprived the South of more than half the vast territory acquired from France. The same hostility dismembered Texas and seized upon all the territory acquired from Mexico. It has grown until it denies the right of property in slaves, and refuses protection to that right on the high seas, in the territories, and wherever the government of the United States had jurisdiction. It refuses the admission of new slave states into the Union, and seeks to extinguish it by confining it within its present limits, denying the power of expansion. It tramples the original equality of the South underfoot. It has nullified the fugitive slave law in almost every free state in the Union, and has utterly broken the compact which our fathers pledged their faith to maintain. It advocates Negro equality, socially and politically, and promotes insurrection and incendiarism in our midst. It has enlisted its press, its pulpit and its schools against us, until the whole popular mind of the North is excited and inflamed with prejudice. It has made combinations and formed associations to carry out its schemes of emancipation in the states, and wherever else slavery exists. It seeks not to elevate or to support the slave, but to destroy his present condition without providing a better. It has invaded a state, and invested with the honors of martyrdom the wretch whose purpose was to apply flames to our dwellings, and the weapons of destruction to our lives. It has broken every compact into which it has entered for our security. It has given indubitable evidence of its design to ruin our agriculture, to prostrate our industrial pursuits, and to destroy our social system. It knows no relenting or hesitation in its purposes. It stops not in its march of aggression, and leaves us no room to hope for cessation or for pause. It has recently obtained control of the government by the prosecution of its unhallowed schemes, and destroyed the last expectation of living together in friendship and brotherhood. Utter subjugation awaits us in the Union, if we should consent longer to remain in it. It is not a matter of choice, but of necessity. We must either submit to degradation, and to the loss of property worth 4 billions of money, or we must secede from the Union framed by our fathers, to secure this as well as every other species of property. For far less cause than this, our fathers separated from the Crown of England. Our decision is made. We follow their footsteps. We embrace the alternative of separation, and for the reasons here stated, we resolve to maintain our rights with the full consciousness of the justice of our course, and the undoubting belief of our ability to maintain it.